Hello, my name is Steve and I'm with Graphic&Design. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create in a very easy way this long shadow to any text using Affinity Designer. For this video, I'm using Affinity Designer 1.7.3. Okay, before we start, we need to create a new document. For that, we go to our toolbar at the top and we go to File, New. I'm going to use 1920 by 1080 pixels at 300 dpi, but you can use any other preset or any dimensions that you want. I'm leaving everything as it is, the rest, and the only thing is I'm not using the transparent background. So let's go ahead and click OK. So now that we have our new canvas, before we continue, let's go to our top there to view, click on view, make sure that you have show guide, show rulers, show context toolbar and show toolbar. So now that we have everything set up more or less the same, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do first is actually to put some text, and for that let's go to our toolbar, click on our artistic text, click on the canvas, drag, so we give some height, and I'm going to type the word shadow. This one is a little bit bigger, but anyway, we're going to modify that one now. Let's make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to change the font for this. It's always nice to have something that is more chunky or beefy, you know, that is thicker. So the one that I'm going to use is called Montserrat Alternates, and the one that I'm going to use is the black. So it's a little bit quite thick. Okay, now that we have that, maybe I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. That is up to you. Anyway, any kind of font that is thick will do. Make sure that it's not sans serif. Good. Now that we are there, we need to convert this into curves because we need to work in each individual letter. So if you want to change the spacing or something like that, this is the time to do it. But most of these fonts, the space are quite alright. So what I'm going to do is just only come here to my contextual bar at the top and I'm going to click convert to curves. Now I need to separate all of these ones, and as you can see here in my layer explorer, it's a group. So hit on your keyboard Shift Command J and you actually, sorry, not J, G, and everything gets out of the group. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a rectangle, okay, more or less something like this, and make sure that you go to the bottom of the page that you have, you have your snapping here at the top, your automatic snapping switch on. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the opacity roughly 50%. Somebody is fine, it's more than enough. It needs to be enough for me to see what is behind. Okay, so now I'm coming here to the S, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make it fit, okay, so that it covers everything more or less as closer as you can to the borders. The most important borders is going to be, for example, on the S, this corner on the bottom left, and this one on the top right. Now I'm going to copy all these ones and I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to speed it up so you don't need to sit through the entire thing. Just to copy, remember, is first hit Alt on your keyboard, there click and drag and you make a copy, and there we go. Perfect. Now that we have all this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these squares all together. Coming here at the bottom, when you go more or less close to the middle, you'll see that you have two arrows pointing in opposite direction. That allows you to actually shift just only from the give it some shear, I think it is. Yes, so basically shifting from the bottom of one of the sides. So I'm going to click and drag, so I can give it some angle. I think something like that will be fine. We don't need more than that. Anyway, so let's start now with the second part of this. Now is we need to, as you can see, we need to reshape this, and for that, for a second, just select that one. And so make sure basically that you are just touching on that corner there on the S. As you can see, I can move it there, will be fine. And then make sure at the top that you are, I'm going to snap it to that one there. So I'm going to do it again with just only 2, and the rest is always the same, so you can see the procedure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my S, and for now I'm going to duplicate it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the visibility so you don't see it. This one I'm going to move it to the top, this one I'm going to move it to the top, and then one down. So now what I'm going to do is with that square selected, I'm going to click on my S as well. And now what I'm going to do, you come here to geometry and you click in subtract. So basically what we did is we just took all out the S. We have a S shape in our square. Now coming here to the node tool, what I'm going to do is clicking Alt, I'm going to select for now all these ones, and then you hit delete. I'm going to click on my canvas, come here to the S, give it visibility back again, move it to the top, select our 2 curves, the S and the square, and Command J on your keyboard to make it a group. Let's move it to the bottom and let's make it disappear, so now we can see much clearer what we have here. Okay, so the H is the next one, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to move it somewhere there, I think it will be fine, and this one I'm going to move it in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm actually snapping. If not, then you are going to have some problems. Okay, perfect. We have our rectangle. Let me take the H and move it up to the top. I'm going to hit Command J to duplicate, and I'm going to send that one to the bottom and make it invisible for now. Now let's come here, let's select the top, select the square, let's go to geometry, subtract. Perfect. Now that we have this, I can select these 2 and delete that one, and then what I can do is I can delete that one, and then to give it a 45 degrees, I'm going to bring this one here close by, and as you can see, I'm going to align those vertices at the top. Now coming to my node tool, I'm clicking in that one, hit shift and move it on the same axis until you snap, and basically there we have it. I'm going to move that one away. Let's come here, take the H, move it to the top, take this one, move it to the top, select with the H as well, and let's make a group. So Command G to get it a group, and we are going to make it disappear. Okay, so now I'm going to speed it up while I'm doing the rest, because it's always the same. absolutely perfect. Now that we have all these, we can start grouping all our letters and shapes and squares. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these squares and I'm going to move them to the bottom, so we have our S and all that together. And now what I'm going to do is you can select them here on your Explorer and today, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the opacity back to 1, and we can change the color. We can use something else. Let's use something like this. Okay, so now is up to you. You can give different shade if you want to each letter. I'm going to leave it as it is for this one. Now there is one thing that is bothering me, and is the S. So what happened is this one, I'm going to move it to the top, and I'm going to move the S as well to the top. So basically what we need is basically the shade of this side of the S. Sorry for that. What I'm going to do is I'm coming here and I'm going to create something like this. I think that should be more than enough, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it until actually yeah, I think they will be fine. Let me put some color in so we can see what are we doing, and I'm going to take the edge out. So yeah, the problem is it's not going to work like that. Let me see if I make it bigger just in case. Okay, and I'm going to give it the same color. Stroke like nothing. I'm happy with the color. Okay. Perfect. Now we're talking. I'm coming here. I'm going to put it somewhere there. Should be fine. And let me see. Bring the opacity down. And this one is the same angle. Yes. So this one should be somewhere down there. Let me zoom in so I got better. Okay. They will be fine. And now I'm going to bring this one and I'm going to bring it inside somewhere. They will be perfect. Good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to select this one, bring the opacity back to 1, select that, select my square, and now in geometry I'm going to click add, so everything is exactly the same. Now my S, we can bring it up. Now we have it completely, so this one can go down. There is perfect. So now the shade is complete. As I said before, you can choose different shades for everything. I'm going to group it, leave it as it is. I'm going to maybe move it somewhere there. I think they will be fine. And now I'm going to put a background. So I'm clicking here, no stroke. I'm going to click and drag from one corner to the other one. And I'm going to give it, let me see, uncatch combination. I think that color, let me see, maybe that color is fine, but let me make it a little bit lighter. There we go. I think it's perfect. Fantastic. As you can see, it's very easy, and something else that I can do just only for fun. Can do this. And this one I'm going to actually mask that group there, so everything is in there. Perfect, nothing. I'm going to lock that one. So I think this is all for this video. I hope you like it. If you did, please remember to subscribe, to give the thumbs up, hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss any of my tutorials. any comment, please leave them in the section down below. And if you have any idea, something else that I can do, or something you struggle or you want to find another way of doing it, please let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching, and like always, see you in the next video.